Money doesn't grow on trees. I'm sure you too might have heard of this phrase when you were a kid. This is the common phrase that is used by most parents to tell their or teach their child about the expenses. And most often, the financial literacy education ends there. For most of our childhood days, the role of the money has only been limited to buying snacks, chocolates, chips, etc. Besides that, we also have this small piggy bank to save certain money only for a special occasion. Most schools today definitely do not teach money management to the kids, especially when it's very critical life lessons that a child should have. Not just schools, even you as parent are limited to teaching your child only numericals, alphabets, healthy eating habits, and also they are taught about how they can be very kind, they can be very honest, brave, among other important life lessons. Then why not just take some time out and help your child learn about money management? If the children do not learn about the valuable money lessons, especially about the importance of budgeting and savings, then it might get very difficult for them to manage their finances at later stage. However, this can be avoided if you provide certain basic knowledge on money management at early stage. Now, it has been considered that children often learn things by imitating their parents. Likewise, they also learn about finances by looking how their parents manage their money, how they communicate and what they communicate, and also what are the emotions that are exhibited around them. Likewise, learning the lessons on financial responsibilities should begin from home at an earlier stage. With that being said, let's now look at what are the important financial lessons that you as a parent need to give your child at every stage.
But in this session, I'm going to talk about some of the financial lessons you must teach your kids at different ages. Like for example, if they're between the age group of 2 to 4, introduce them the concept of money. And then how we exchange it for goods. Take them with you for shopping. Teach them the concept of money in a very nice way, simple way. That is something which you need to do as you see on the screen. Between the age group of 2 to 4, introduce them the concept of money. That's important. Number 2, if they are in the age group of 4 to 6, I want you to teach them the value of money. 2 to 4, concept of money. 4 to 6, value of money and cost of goods. And it is important. I'll tell you why. If they don't know the value of money at that age, they think money grows on trees. That's not the way, right? They should know the value of money. They should know the value of goods. Make them understand, oh, this is not accessible. I don't have money for it. For example, I do this every time. I recharge my Tata Sky connection only only for a month, which means upon 30th day it expires. Once it expires, then for a day I don't recharge again. I want them to leave their manage living without their favorite TV serial or songs, whatever, for a day. And he has to call me twice, thrice, Papa recharge. Only then I recharge. The reason is I want them to understand that it is not permanent. All these things are running because there's that money to pay. Many times what happens, the parents make it look so neat, good, that the kids never get to understand. Once in a while there should be telephone disconnection. Once in a while there should be electricity disconnection at home. I do that. For example, is school fees. I don't pay it on time. I make it a point that the school reminds me twice, thrice. My son gets to know that I have not paid and then I pay. The reason it shouldn't happen that we are like very rich and we pay the school fees on time and he never understands the value of it. No. He should know his father is going to office, his mother is going to work. Because of that, they are able to pay the school fees on time. I want you to teach them the value of money, cost of goods, very, very important. So if they are aged between 6 to 8, then teach them the difference between needs and wants. The food is important to you. You should wear decent clothes, branded clothes or luxury. These are all your wants. I want you to show them the importance of smart shopping. Ensure that they don't go out and Many times it happens. I mean, my sons, they do that. When we take them out for shopping, they used to say, Papa, get me this, get me that. What we did for that, we said, okay, even before we go out for shopping, we say that, okay, now we are going out for shopping. This is what we want to buy. We have the shopping list ready. If you want to buy something, here is your 10 rupee, here's your 20 rupee. Whatever you want to buy, you can buy it within this. There's nothing outside it. Then what he'll do, he'll go out and, with us, whenever we go out, uncle, can I buy this with this money? Can I buy this with this money? He'll request and he'll see what is available, what is affordable for that money, and then he'll buy. The reason you have to do that is because you have to teach them the difference between needs and wants. Otherwise, they'll start wasting money on all wrong things. Never make that mistake. If they're in the age group of 8 to 10, then you'll have to teach them saving, spending, and obviously the delayed gratification. I'll explain what is delayed gratification later, but before that I want you to understand saving, spending. Make them understand how important it is to save. For example, if they make them understand, like tomorrow there may be a day where I may not have a job. There may be a day where I'll have business loss. If we save some money today, that money will help us later when we are in trouble. Or you tell them about the importance of controlled spending, cautious spending. They should not spend on wrong things. Make them understand, like Warren Buffett's quote. He says, if you spend on things you don't need, you'll have to sell the things you need to survive tomorrow. How true, right? If you spend on things you don't need today, you'll have to sell the things you need to survive tomorrow. How true it is. Make them understand these aspects and then teach them this delayed gratification. Like whenever they demand something, don't get it, even if you can afford it. Please hold on, wait, make them understand. It doesn't happen that way. It is hard earned. Just because your father has money, if you buy everything for your kids, just because you have money, if you buy everything for your children, as soon as they ask, it's going to affect. Like my son was asking, Papa, get me this wireless mouse. I was like, why do you need a wireless mouse? You have a laptop that has a mouse pad. I've got you this wired mouse to help you. But if you want a wireless mouse, then you have to earn it. He was like, how do I earn? Then I asked him, why don't you, help that uncle who comes to our apartment every evening to sell vegetables? You tell him that for the 2 hours he's in our apartment, you can help him, and you ask him to pay 50 rupees per day. But point is, you tell them that you want something, it has to be earned. It is not free. Make them understand. That is something you have to teach them between the age group of 8 to 10. My son is 9-year-old now. I'm teaching that. Then if your son or daughter is between 10 to 12, then you have to teach them about how you can be a good, smart consumer. Then you should talk about deceptive advertising, how advertising will spoil your money, your wealth, how it makes you overspend. Then you should also talk about budgeting. Let's talk about it one by one. What is a smart consumer? Who is a smart consumer? Someone who doesn't get influenced by the sales guy. Someone who purchases what he wants to buy. So you should make them aware, because if you send your son or daughter to a shop by giving some 500 rupees and you have asked them to buy something worth 100 rupees and ask them to get the remaining change, just because the shopkeeper is very intelligent, this guy might push him to buy things which you don't want to buy. And then he'll spend all the entire 500 rupees and he'll come back empty hand. What do? So you need to make them those smart consumers, and you should also talk about this advertising, how it works. Because many times what happens, Papa, this advertisement is very good, I like this product, I want this. That's why these days, because of all these kids channels on YouTube and kids TV channels, they start advertising only those kids products and toys, and the kids will start demanding that. I want you to be very careful about it. Then you should also teach them the budgeting, importance of budgeting, because if you don't teach them budgeting in their early age, they will not be able to plan for their future. What happens sometimes, your kids, they think today is today, tomorrow is tomorrow, let me not worry about tomorrow now. Or you give them pocket money for the month, they spend it in the day one, and for rest of the month they have no money, and they'll again start asking you to fund it. So you have to tell them, here is your 500 for the month, you have to make a plan, how are you going to spend this? And then at the end of the month, come back and tell me, how did you spend it? That's important. Even if they have to take pocket money for you for the next 1 month, they should give you a budget and say, Papa, this is how I'm going to spend it. Mama, I'm going to spend so much money this month for this reason, so please give me this much of pocket money. That's something very, very important. Then if they are in the age group of 12 to 14, then you have to give them that financial independence by letting them make their decisions, which means they want to shop something, let them go and shop on their own. You don't have to accompany them. If they want to buy their school, books and all that, let them buy on their own. Why do you want to accompany them always? Give them the financial independence. That's very important. Then between the age group of 14 to 16, I want you to help them understand the importance of credit score, borrowing money. These things are very important, because like my father, he used to do that. Whenever he used to go for borrowing money from the bank or any private financiers, he used to take me along. I've seen how they used to exploit, how they used to command. That's important. You have to teach them these aspects. Then if they are in the age group of 16 to 18, then use their college as a real world to teach them the money value and help them make the real world financial decisions. Because see, what happens when they're in the college, they have to make a lot of decisions. Whether to go by school bus or college bus, whether to go by bike, whether to go by public transportation, whether to pay for those summer internship, or whether to buy these extra costly books, whether to use the college library for books, whatever. All those decisions they should be able to make. Only when you have given them that foundation, they make right decisions, otherwise they'll fail. So I want you to teach them these aspects as well when they're very young, and then when they are between the age group of 18 to 25. I think you have to give them the complete independence. They should teach. But what happens, many parents, they don't teach them all these things until they turn 18 and then they try to teach. It won't happen. If you can't bend it when it is a plant, you can't bend it when it is a tree, right? When it becomes a tree, you can't bend it. You have to bend it when it is a plant. Similar way, unless you teach them these values, teach them these important lessons before they turn 18, you can't teach them these things once they turn 18. So I want you to teach these things, and once they are 18 plus, start sharing good stories, start sharing good experiences, be friendly with them, let them share everything. Even if they share something wrong, bad, don't overreact, cool down, calm down, understand, listen and respond properly. Otherwise they may not share anything in the future. It's very important to maintain good relationship. Like I stayed with my parents until I completed my 12th. After that, I came to a different city for my graduation. I was staying alone, but my parents were never worried. They were only worried about my health, my food. They were never worried about my education, my expenses, my habits, because they knew very clearly my son is fully grown. He understands what he wants to do. That was because until I turned 18, my parents had taught me everything about money management. I developed financial discipline even before I turned 18. That's very important. I think those are the lessons what you cherish for the life. Like my mom used to always say, whatever you learn at the age of 3 will be with you till the age of 100. How true it is. So I want you to teach these things to your kids.
Besides that, we'll also understand what are the 5 important financial lessons that you should give your child.
Lesson number 1, as you can see on the screen, you may have to wait to buy something you want. That is what you have to tell them. You may have to wait to buy something you want. It's a very simple lesson. This is something which is not being taught by many parents to their kids. They think, oh yeah, you want it? Chalo, let's buy it tomorrow. Let's buy it today. Make them understand we don't have money. They should develop that ability to wait. They should understand that it is not going to come immediately. There is an effort, there is a huge struggle, huge effort. See, what has happened, we used to write a letter and wait for 1 week to reach, and then we used to wait for 1 more week to get the reply. But these kids, they wait for the blue mark. I send them a WhatsApp message and I want to get that blue mark that he has read it. Right? That is the kind of generation they are in. So you have to make them understand when it comes to finance, when it comes to money, they should develop that mindset that, okay, they have to wait, they may have to wait. The second lesson you have to teach them is they should make right choices while spending money. It shouldn't happen that they just spend money because they have it. They should make the right choices, because whatever they have spent, it won't come back again. The third lesson teach them is the sooner you save, the faster your money can grow from compound interest. Tell them, if you save fast, you save more money now, it is going to grow faster and you'll get rich and you'll get prosperous. And tell them the importance of compound interest. That's very important. And then the fourth one I wanted to teach them is, you'll have to tell them while comparing these colleges, it's not just because the name or your friend or others, also the cost. While choosing the course or the college, make them understand, no, I don't think I can afford this fees, man. Make them understand. Like they say, no, I want to do MBBS, but he couldn't secure free seat. Then you tell them, no, without having a free seat, I can't. Without having a merit seat, I can't. I can't pay donation. And the fifth lesson is about borrowing and using credit cards. Tell them you should borrow only for productive reasons, not for everything else. And while using credit cards, teach them that they have to pay back the credit card amount in full. It is not that they just can use and ignore. They have to use and pay back. So while spending, they should remember that they have to pay it back also. So teach these important lessons. These 5 lessons are very important.
Now, children look up to their parents and imitate and learn from their parents a lot. So if you're preaching your children or kids about budgeting and savings, and you yourself are not following, and you're involved in unnecessary lifestyles, expenses, etc., then that might really not help. So through this video, I hope you've got a gist of how you can help your child learn about money management. In the course that's available on our Financial Freedom app, we'll tell you each and every details about how you can help your child learn money management. So hurry up and download the app and teach your kids about money management from our Financial Freedom app. Also, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit on the bell icon to get notified for our next video. Thank you for watching IndianMoney.com. Get wise and break free.